What is up, you beautiful people? Welcome to D&D Daily. Today I'm going to be deep diving into the Way of the Drunken Master Monk's features. Normally, when I'm doing these deep dives, I go in alphabetical order, but in this particular instance, I wanted to pull forward the Drunken Master Monk because I think it really exemplifies the hit and run playstyle, and I wanted to talk about that earlier rather than later in this deep dive series. So without further ado, the Way of the Drunken Master's features. Let's go. At level 3, we get bonus proficiencies. This includes the performance skill as well as the brewery tools. A little bit of flavor, completely ribbon, not that big of a deal. Very low power level. Also at level 3, we get Drunken Technique. Now I think Drunken Technique is an underrated feature. Why? Well, it takes our flurry of blows and it starts buffing it. It increases its movement speed by 10 feet, which is kind of like Long Strider, which is a first level spell, and also gives us the benefits of disengage as part of the same action. So it's almost a free disengage. So it's better than any other disengage because most disengages, you're using your bonus action, but we get to do 4 attacks and disengage and increase our movement speed by 10 feet. But there is something else to consider with this, that it gives us a tactical advantage. Because we can do a hit and run play style, it is actually better because it enables a tactic that protects us. It's going to keep our health higher because we can position ourselves behind cover or just out of our enemy's reach. So in many ways, it's going to protect our concentration if we're using Hex, for example, which is going to be the most likely scenario. At level 6, we pick up Tipsy Sway. Tipsy Sway does 2 things for us. First, it lets us stand up from prone using only 5 feet of movement. I consider this a quality of life improvement. Sometimes it's going to come in clutch, but more often than not, it's not going to be that big of a deal. And then we also get Redirect Attack. Now, Redirect Attack has some cool things going for it, but it's actually kind of hard to set up. So first, we're going to need someone who's within 5 feet of us. Then we're going to need a second person within 5 feet of us who's also within 5 feet of the original person. Then they're going to need to miss an attack. If they do that, we can spend a key to make that attack actually hit the other person. So if this just auto made them miss the attack and then hit the other person, it'd be so much better because it would protect our concentration and whatnot. But this kind of is a trap because it's trying to get you to go stand right next to somebody in hopes that somebody else will miss an attack and then hit them. No. Only use this in the situation where you were actively trying to avoid the situation where this would work, but you've been pressured a lot, and if their attack hits like a truck, it's worth the 1 key point to make that attack hit. If they have weak attacks, don't. So overall, I could absolutely see this being a feature that maybe gets used once or twice through a whole campaign. You actively don't want to be using this feature. So overall, pretty bad. At level 11, we pick up Drunkard's Luck. Now, Drunkard's Luck allows us to remove disadvantage on a skill check and a save or an attack by spending 2 key points. That is extremely expensive for something that is not that great. It is among the most inefficient things we can do as a Drunken Master. So more often than not, the mass majority of the time, you're going to be ignoring this completely, but every now and again, there may be an exception to that rule, but that's just it. It will always be an exception to the rule. And at 17th level, we pick up Intoxicating Frenzy. This gives us a ton of attacks. The only stipulation is we have to spread those attacks throughout different enemies. So we can do attack, basic attacks, and we activate Flurry of Blows. We hit the enemy in front of us, so now they've taken 3 attacks. And instead of hitting them the 4th attack, we can now spread 4 attacks through other people if there's up to 4 enemies. So it takes away a little bit of targeted damage for quite a bit of spread out damage. So it's almost like an AoE attack. But the nice thing is this just stacks with our already improved Flurry of Blows. So while it's not especially at 17th level, a crazy powerhouse feature, it is a good feature and it doesn't take any more of our ki. So we are still as efficient as we were, we're just more efficient now. For me, the real power of the Drunken Master Monk comes in with Drunken Technique. Drunken Technique is something I would consider special. It absolutely enables a playstyle arguably better than any other monk, and that playstyle is the hit and run playstyle, which is many people's favorite thing to do with a monk. Now, a ton of people are going to take the mobile feat to try and force the monk to be a hit and runner, but the Drunken Master can do the same thing, except now it can take a ASI increase, meaning it has better to hit, better damage, better AC, so it's tankier. So it's just a better monk. So I'm a big proponent for actually don't force your monk to be a hit and runner. If you're wanting to play a hit and runner monk, pick up something like the Drunken Master. But that's just my take on the Drunken Master. What is yours? Let me know in the comments down below. Next video, I'm going to be doing a build of the Drunken Master that I consider to be the best Drunken Master in the game that I currently know how to build. And frankly, I think it's better than any other Drunken Master that I've seen. So hopefully you'll join me for that, and I'll catch you then. Later.